Hello, AC Universe, and welcome to Canada Crossing. My name is Danny, and do we have a special video for you today? I'm very excited to be part of an Animal Crossing collaboration video with 5 other content creators. We've each chosen our favorite item that came with the 2.0 update, and now must each create a build on our own island that would include all 6 items. But we didn't stop there. That would be too easy. Not only must the build include the 6 items that we picked, any other items we add to the build must only be from the 2.0 update. Nothing that was from the previous version of Animal Crossing is allowed. And if that wasn't tough enough, the build must be on the beach or rocks area of our island. Yeah. Well, I bet you're dying to know the other creators and the item they chose, so let's get to it. First up, we have Fleur's Crossing, who chose the Moroccan sofa. Second, we have Sweet Magnolia Sarah, who chose the Nordic chair. Third, we have Honeyland Horizons, whose item was the glowing moss pond. Fourth up is Tiffy Crossing, who chose the bistro table. Fifth is Katie Twinkle, who has the staircase dresser as her favorite item. And last would be me, Canada Crossing, and I chose the glass jar. I'm starting to think I was too easy on the rest of them. Each creator will be posting their video at the exact same time. So when you're finished watching my video, go look in the description below and I'll have every creator's YouTube linked, and then go watch what they did with the 6 items. I can't wait to see what they did. Let's see how it turns out. So I went into this build with really no ideas, honestly. I wanted to actually make a flea market because I thought we had a lot of things that would go with it. So that was my original plan. And then when I was looking at the property where I was gonna build, I was like, if I use the area with the peninsula, I can actually create a house on there. And although it's technically not beach and rocks like we had discussed, it's all part of the beach rock area, so I'm sure they're all gonna be fine with it until I get some angry messages when this releases. But I know they won't. They're all great creators. I'm super excited to be involved with them. I have been watching Fleur's forever. Katie Twinkle I've been watching forever. It's an honor to get to work with them. I have become such a huge fan of Honeyland Horizons, and her work and with the castle items have been unreal, so you definitely need to check her out if you haven't already. And then Tiffy Crossing is an up-and-comer, and she is awesome. She's so sweet, you're gonna fall in love with her. And Sarah, Sweet Magnolia Sarah, you've probably already seen on Instagram. She's huge on there, and she's actually making her video debut in this collaboration, so this is really exciting, and I'm super proud to be part of it. So here I am just placing some dirt paths. I'll be sure to put the custom codes in the description below. All of this is that common dirt path that I think everybody and their mother uses. But anyway, regardless, it worked perfectly for me here. And this island is actually my 3rd island. So if you watch my channel, you know I'm working on an Elegant Core island and I'm working on a Christmas island. So this is neither. This is actually the 3rd. So maybe this is also cheating because I didn't really incorporate it into any of my current islands, but you know what? It's all just for fun. I don't really care. And I'm super proud of how the build turned out too, so I'm gonna keep it. I don't even know what my theme for this island is gonna be. It's gonna be whenever I finish one of the other ones, and then I'll start working on this one. So the island is pretty much empty currently. Anyway, so now I decided to put some deck on the beach and kind of cover it up. I love this wood path. I've used it at least on 2 different islands before. It's one of my favorite. It comes with different middle pieces, so it has like the broken up boards and a solid board and then one with the holes in it. So it's a really great path. Now I know these don't match, but don't worry, I'm gonna change it out. And they still won't match, but don't worry, stay tuned to the end of the video. I'm going to change them out again. So don't be too mad at me. I'm gonna fix it, don't worry. I love this. I wanted to make this area kind of very weathered. This is an old beach house or cottage area that has been around a long time. Maybe several generations of the family have lived here over the decades. So that's kind of the vibe I was giving off. Everything is very old and vintage, overgrown, that kind of thing, right? So that's kind of the vibe I'm going for, and I really am excited about it. When originally we got this challenge and we were all picked our 6 items, there were a few that I was kind of concerned about, mostly the glowing moss pond, thank you honey, and the actually the bistro table. And that's because I was working on the concept of doing a flea market or trading post or kind of thing, and I thought, how am I going to fit a bistro table in here? So that was part of the reason I ended up changing my mind to doing a cottage or house, because it was easier to fit in the bistro table, quite honestly. And I think all of our items are great items, and I'm kind of happy. Like, they're all great items. It's just a matter of how to use them all together. So I did go a little big with this, and probably bigger than I needed to go, but again, when you have a vision and you just keep going, and I couldn't stop. So that's why I ended up going more on the land than probably what I needed to. The staircase dresser, which was Katie Twinkle's item. Again, a great item. Wasn't quite sure how I was going to use it, but I thought if I turned it around and just used it more as like a shelf, I thought it would work out really well. And then my item, the glass jars, again, you know, it's kind of a barbecue area, so we're kind of going to pretend there's more like kind of spices or things like that you might barbecue in those jars than just what's actually in them. You know, you have to use your imagination a little bit, but that's what Animal Crossing is, right? I actually love this version of the Moroccan furniture. I think that it's really pretty. I was originally going to go with a lot of blues, especially being a beach house, and I wanted to challenge myself and not use, you know, the blue storefronts or the blue Moroccan, and I really fell in love with this yellowy orange version, and the path or the custom designs that I end up putting under it is actually from the same creator that does the deck board path on my beaches. So it's one creator and they created both those paths, or both those designs, so I was quite happy that I didn't have to go custom code shopping too much for just this one build. Originally here too, I was going to put some flowers, and I thought, no, I wanted to try to fit as many 2.0 items as possible in this build. Like, I really wanted to make a point. And I kept having to go over my build to make sure I wasn't placing any 1.0 Animal Crossing items. Like, you have to think about, like, all the DIYs, I couldn't use any of them because they're all from the original version. So anything like that, we could not use in our build. It was a lot more difficult than you think it would be. So I decided a little garden here would be great. I happen to have a bunch of sugar cane in my pocket because I just went to Harv's Island to customize some things. So I got some from Leaf. And then I had some pumpkins already in my pocket because I was eating them to grab the trees. I thought, okay, we're just gonna have sugar cane and pumpkin in this garden, as one does, right? So we just mixed it up, and this is our garden. Now with the 2 transport stations there, I'm just gonna make a little shed hidden behind those trees. Love the way that turns out. I've done that before on my Elegant Core Island, but I still think it looks really cool. I love the milk canister a lot. So again, I wanted the weathered versions of things, right? Because this is a very old farm, or not, it's not a farm, it's a beach house, but you know, it has a garden, so let's call it a farm. And now we're just gonna add some last minute things here. These barrels too, I have them both versions on this build, and I really think they're cool. You need the turnips from Daisy May to make them. It's a craftable item. But again, we love regular barrels, and I couldn't use any regular barrels. I'm sure this killed Fleur's not able to use barrels. I'm just saying that. But it'll be funny to see if she uses these ones as well. When in doubt, throw some clothes around. It just kind of adds to this space, makes it look lived in, right? The party arches too. I had 2 in this build because they're amazing. Then I just wanted to add some weeds to the beach, and to me, windflower just look the most like seaweed, so I really like using them. And then here I am changing the chairs. Alright, so the speed build is complete. Let's go have a look at what we did. So right here I wanted to have a driveway area where people would come to their cottage. I think we're gonna call this on the lake. Now, of course, I did go on the land a bit. I think just a bit. So I don't think I've broken any rules for any naysayers out there. And all of the 6 items that I used ended up on the beach or the rocks. So the 6 items I was required to are in the correct spots. I'm just saying. So I really like how this turned out. So we actually have the house here, and oh, I left my, that's a boo-boo. So there's the little cottage on the lake, of course the boat, the dock, and we have a garden area. Looks like the bunny's gonna try to get some of this gardening goodness. And then we have a seating area, a little barbecue pit, and then back on the rocks, the Moroccan sitting area, I guess we're gonna call it, and the glowing pond. So I actually really like the glowing pond. I think it looks cool on the rocks, so I'm actually okay with it. And it kind of looks like maybe it's more of a hot tub, like a fancy hot tub kind of thing. So that's kind of what I'm going with. Anyway, that is my build. And make sure you check out everybody else's build, and their links to their channels will be in the description below. I'm on the edge of my seat to see what they did with these 6 items. So I'll meet you over there. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Canada Crossing, and like always, I'll see you in the next one.